Thank you. Next witness.
Hi, my name is Jongnan Kim from Korean Resource Center in Los Angeles and Helping RSA Coalition. We are a Cover California entity with 3 certified innovation counselors helping people access care in Cover California and Medicare. In Koreatown, there are only 4 to 5 Korean-speaking doctors who accept Medicare. That is because the Medicare rates are so low. It is also difficult to find dentists who speak Korean. They are not usually listed on the medical choice form, so seniors and LEP often just gave up. These low rates also result in poorer quality care in Medicare. One grandpa I met got new dentures from Medicare, but they were loose and he couldn't chew his food. He called the dentist for help, but the dentist would only see him every 6 months. So he asked his children to borrow money to get new dentures from his own pocket. Medical clients know they are getting poor care because every time they go to the dentist, there are 2 levels of services. The medical services, which is free, or the private service, which is not. They are told that the free service is not as good, and often that is true. So DHCS must raise provider rates and make sure they are evaluate the quality of care, not just the cost. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Senator Monning.
Thank you. So several of the witnesses talked about access being an issue, not just in provider rates, but also the availability of culturally appropriate providers, specifically language capacity. In the department's review of provider rates or in any other review, do you accumulate any data on we have a limited universe of providers who accept Medi-Cal reimbursement? Do you have any data that shows among those providers who are willing to accept, often at a loss to their business, how many of them speak languages other than English?
We do collect that in our dental managed care plans, and I will also confirm what we collect on our fee-for-service side in terms of the participating providers.
That would be helpful. And then I guess related to that, am I correct in understanding that will help me understand if there's a provider who, say, is English speaking, has a patient who is non-English speaking, is there Medi-Cal reimbursement to pay for an interpreter?
There are, through the managed care plans, they are required to provide interpretation services for those individuals. And then on the fee-for-service side, then they would be required in terms of providing access to services to make sure that they have staff that are able to assist the patients when they're coming into their offices.
Great, and again, that would be interesting to know how many who are currently today accepting Medi-Cal reimbursement have capacity beyond serving English patients. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's interesting because certainly in my office, I represent a portion of Koreatown, have met with the representatives from the Korean Resource Center and the Korean Senior Center who tell a very different story. And so if that is the expectation, how does the department manage and track that? Because there are far too many Californians who tell a different story in terms of their inability to access in their communities and anyone who speaks their language. So what does the department do to track? I get it on the managed care side, I guess, but on the fee-for-service side, what's done?
I will have to go back and provide that information.
Okay, I'd appreciate it if it was reported back to committee staff.
Yes.
So we can review it, Senator Monning and I.
Certainly one, just to add to that, because I don't know more than Renee, but one of the things we do track, obviously, is any calls we get in terms of challenges with accessing services, which is not a perfect metric, but it is one thing that we do have, and so we can certainly look at what we have in that arena as well.
But like Senator Monning, I would disagree that it seems that should be an aspect of your network adequacy assessment.
Certainly.
Since we have numerous laws on the books requiring that services be available in the threshold languages, that should be factored into your network adequacy assessment, because I would assume that would have major impact.